What is up, friends? It's so good to have you here because today we're talking about a new bow that I've been shooting for about a month now. I'm gonna tell you what I think about it. If you're new to archery or if you just want a new bow or a cheap bow like $119, ridiculously cheap, goodness, this bow may be for you. Today we are reviewing the Black Hunter Recurve bow. Here the bow is. Now specs isn't everything, so I'm gonna go over specs really quick today. I'm more interested in comfortability of shooting, if it's worth the price, and how enjoyable it is. And right off the bat, I would recommend this bow. It's the best one I've reviewed yet, especially for the price range. And this is a personal opinion, and I'm gonna tell you why in this video. So let's quickly go over the specs. The bow comes with two 26-inch limbs and a 15-inch riser. We're talking a 59-inch AMO bow length. Also comes with two limb bolts. Where the riser contacts the limbs, there's pre-installed felt. I love this feature. The riser has locator pins for perfect limb alignment. My bow is a 40-pound bow at a 28-inch draw. This bow comes with an endless loop D97 bowstring and an Allen wrench to tighten the limb bolts. After testing, this bow is in fact 40 pounds at 28 inches. For my 29-inch draw, I'm pulling a 43-pound bow. This bow is fast, 197 feet per second with a 375 grain arrow, which at my 43-pound draw weight is 8.7 grains per pound of draw. There are no accessory holes for quiver, sights, or stabilizers, which I don't mind. It is a smooth shooting, quiet, and fast bow. I started to group with this bow very fast after I started shooting, and there you have it. There are all the specs for this bow. Okay, so here is what I like about this bow. Here's a quick interruption for those of you who don't know. I own an archery company, Shatterproof Archery. We sell bowstrings, archery tabs, coming out with quivers soon. Also, we sell wallets, tabs, Shatterproof leathers, the whole leather side of our business. So anyway, if you're interested in supporting this YouTube channel and this business, go to shatterproofarchery.com and check out the products. We just released D97 bowstrings. We've got B55, we've got Fast Fly, we've got tilt ring strings for bow making, whatever you need. Check out shatterproofarchery.com. Thanks so much for all of your support. Okay, so here is what I like about this bow. I feel like it's a really smooth to shoot bow. It's shorter, it's more compact than the previous recurve bow I reviewed, which I like that bow overall. I just did not like the metal fittings on it that I needed to put felt in between to make it quieter, and I had to do some modifications, which is fine and it works well. But it also came with a few accessories like that arm guard that I'm never really gonna use, that I think they make the bow a little more expensive for. On top of that, they also have fittings for whether it's bow sights or a stabilizer and things like that, and I don't really use any of that. And this bow is cheaper because they did the bare minimum, which is exactly what I want in a bow at this price range. It's a really smooth shooting bow. I found that I could group with this bow pretty well with just a little bit of practice. I'm impressed because a lot of times the shorter bows can be harder to group with, but in the end I'm shooting this bow as good as any bow I have right now. I don't really have a ton to say about this bow except yes, this is what you should do making a bow at this price range. Give it the bare minimum, make it easy and smooth to shoot, and that's literally it. We don't need weird fittings, we don't need crazy arrow rests, just throw a leather arrow rest in there because that's what this price range is for. You can spend thousands and thousands of dollars on bows, and that's when you get into more technical, more advanced things. And sometimes what happens is these cheaper bow manufacturers will try to put some of those features onto the cheaper bows, and it's like, no, let's just keep it simple. If you're making the cost really low, let's keep it simple and put that effort into a good limb design or something that actually is really smooth to draw and really smooth to shoot, instead of throwing a $2 arrow rest in there and a bunch of fittings that we don't really use anyway. The thing I'm most impressed about this bow is that with the short riser, how little hand shock there is and how smooth the arrow comes out of the bow. In a previous review, I said after shooting 500, 1,000 shots through this bow, and people commented and were asking, how in the world do you shoot 1,000 shots a day? I don't. I get a bow, I review it for a month, and then I tell you guys what I think. And a month in, it's still a sweet shooting bow. If you are a beginner to archery and trying to get your first bow, the biggest mistake people do is get a too high poundage of a bow. I personally am not a super strong person. I'm probably somewhere around average. And here's the thing, I can draw back a 55, I can draw back a 60-pound bow and I can hold it right here, you know? But the thing is, that's not comfortable. And what happens, I'm using the wrong muscles. And so I've been practicing actually with a 30 or 25-pound bow, so half of what I can pull back. When you're looking at bow poundages to buy, don't look at the highest thing I can draw back. You want to be able to draw it back and then hold it comfortably for a long time, engage those back muscles, that way you can transfer to hold and pull through your shot. So it's really important to not go too high poundage of a bow. If you're a beginner to shooting traditional archery and your average strength, you would say, I would recommend getting about a 30, 35-pound bow. And this is gonna get you the correct habits when you first start, and it's gonna make it so much more enjoyable. It doesn't really matter to get the extra 20 or 30 feet per second. It's gonna be a lot less fun if it's difficult to shoot for you, and you'll create a lot of bad habits. It does not make you more manly to pull back a stronger bow. Remember that, and don't get into those childish thinking ways, and just get something that's really enjoyable to shoot. So this is a super easy review. I recommend this bow. This is one I've been commenting back to people, recommending to them to buy their first bow. I think last time I checked, they were 10% off or something. It was like $109 on Amazon, which is ridiculous. Now warning, if you go buy this bow, or a few people go buy this bow, I've had some people who make these products jack up the prices after I make a review on them. I don't know if they think they can just make more or what. But at the time of saying this, the $109 bow, absolutely ridiculous, shoots really well. If I were getting into archery for the first time and I didn't want to make my own bow, this is the bow I would buy. I would highly recommend this for your very first bow. Boom, baby, quick and easy. Thanks so much for watching this video today. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you to everyone who has. Be positive, stay shatterproof, and I'll see you on the next video.